the top 15 must-own cologne fragrances of 2024.
Here's some codes to save you some cash on your next Middle Eastern niche or designer fragrances.
What's going on, guys? My name is Neeb. Welcome back to AROMATIX. Today we're going to be talking about the 15 fragrances that I would say are like must-haves of this year, basically. So far, we're about halfway through the year. Crazy, time flies by, and I appreciate all of you guys who have been watching me and rocking with me since the beginning and now. So if you're not already subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Let's go ahead and get started. All of these, in my opinions, are like 10 out of 10s in one way or another. Not necessarily going to be a 10 out of 10, you know, across the boards, but when I do ratings and rankings, I factor in a lot of things like price value, scent profile, and performance, etc. So let's just go ahead and kickstart things off with something that's a pretty heavy hitter. This is something that you definitely should have, and one of the best ones in 2024, and this is called Ghaith by Khadlej. This smells a lot like Sauvage Elixir style DNA with a bit more vanilla. Genuinely has more vanilla than that fragrance, making it easier to wear, etc. And this lasts for me all day. The only thing that I have to say every time I talk about this fragrance is that the atomizer is so freaking nice, to the point where you have to actually spray this on close, because with this style pressurized atomizer, you're actually going to lose a lot of that juice. So spray it on close. I spray this on about 6 to 8 times and I'm set the entire day. Barbershoppy, modern, classic at the same time, masculine. Wow, I'm telling you guys, this is a pretty strong scent profile. I've gotten compliments almost every single time I've rocked it, and it smells like a barbershop, basically. Can be dressed up and can be dressed down genuinely. Signature scent worthy as well. For the price, I mean, these are under 30 bucks. It's absolutely insane for the price point. Definitely one of the ones to have in 2024. Moving on to the next one, I was kind of questioning whether or not I should put it on this list because I don't find this one to be an actual clone. In fact, a lot of the brands or a lot of the fragrances from this brand are actually twists, and that's the only reason why I didn't put some of their other fragrances that I think are must-haves in this list, because it's not genuinely just a clone. But for whatever it's worth, I decided to put this one in here because it smells like a combination of 2 fragrances, and although, like I said, it's a clone, it is what it is. This is called Blue Oud by Ahmed Al-Maghribi, and this reminds me of like Ombre Nomad meets Ombre Leather, and that's it. Basically as simple as that. So this oudi, inky, dry woods fragrance with a creamy leather and maybe a bit of lavender, recreating this whole blue vibe. It lasts all day. It's nuclear performance. It's absolutely insane of a fragrance, genuinely. Masculine, woody, oudi. The oud in this smells much more expensive. I'm honestly sometimes puzzled as to how they recreate the accord so well. Smells much more expensive and lasts all day. I wanted to put like Ignite Oud, which I think is an absolute must-have, but I don't find it to be a clone. And so to stay true to the name, let's keep it moving and on to the next one. This is called Vintage Radio by Latafa. This is absolutely a must-have in 2024. It smells a lot like Paragon. I love Paragon. I love it. And ultimately, it has a refinement that this one does not have, but for the price, it's outstanding, genuinely. I get about 7 hours of performance, nothing, you know, that crazy. Plum, jammy plum, Palo Santo, dry woods, peppers, and incense. Seductive, mass appealing, gorgeous fragrance, genuinely. Date night, signature scent, you can do whatever the heck you want with this fragrance. It smells really freaking good. I just wouldn't necessarily say wear it to the gym, etc., just because it has more of an ambery, sweet-natured vibe to it. That's a bit more intense than some other sweet fragrances. Like, I've worn sweet fragrances to the gym, plenty. Stronger With You, Spice Bomb Street, and they've gotten me compliments. And this could potentially do the same, but it just wears a little bit thicker than those other ones mentioned. Moving on to the next one, this is Latafa's Ensemble Silver, an older recommendation of mine, and genuinely still one of the best ones. If you like the most wanted, intense Eau de Parfum, the all black, you're going to like this bad boy. And that's another thing with, it's a sweet fragrance that you can signature scent. I've even worn this to the gym. It wears relatively light. It's not going to be anything show-stopping, but if you like those sweeter fragrances, you're definitely going to love this one. The performance of it is about 6 to 8 hours. I don't have a problem spraying this one on about 10 times, genuinely. Occasions, you can dress it up, you can dress it down, but for the most part, you can signature scent this, I would personally say. Gym, school, office, whatever. Maybe the least appropriate for the gym, but seasons-wise, all year round being most appropriate for everything but the summertime. The seasons for some of these other fragrances, genuinely, this I could wear it all year round, but for most of you out there, you'll find that it's more appropriate for the winter and the fall time, including the Paragon style DNA, whereas Ghaith, I personally would wear all year round as well. Maybe just not the highest of high heats. Moving on to the next fragrance, this is going to be another one from Khadlej. It's called Secret Musk. This is all about this sugar, saffron, rose, and maybe even a little bit of vanilla. So it smells a lot like Arabian's Tonka, but for me, it's one of my favorite ones right now. This is close enough to call it like a clone, potentially, more of an inspired by, with a slight twist. So an inspired by of Arabian's Tonka. What this seems to do is up the, or down the saffron, up the sugar, recreating kind of this vanillic vibe to the fragrance. Maybe the combo of the ambers and the sugar comes off a bit more syrupy in nature, and the less metallic saffron or the less naturalistic smell smelling saffron makes this one seem to go more towards the ambery territory. I get a minimum of 10 hours with this fragrance, and I've gotten so many compliments. You can signature scent it, but it just smells so polished and refined that I would personally wear it for like special occasions where you want to stand out. I find this one to be unisex, although Arabian's Tonka might be a bit more unisex, this leaning slightly more masculine because of the fact that the saffron is toned down and going more towards the ambery, darker side of things. Nevertheless, I think that this will work in every season, except maybe not the best during the summertime, but it would still work. I wear oud in the summertime for sure. Khadlej Secret Musk, one of the best ones from Khadlej right now, and absolutely one of the ones to have this year. You have to like saffron oud style fragrances for that one specifically. Moving on to the next one, this is a fresh side of things, and it's Pinus White. Pinus White is amazing. Smells a lot like Pacific Chill. I'm taken aback whenever I smell scent profiles like this coming out of fragrances that are for less than freaking designer prices, genuinely. Apricot, watery, fresh, cologne. It smells like $1 million, man. It smells like you're on a yacht and you've got money. You smell fresh, clean, and everything. The apricot for a lot of gentlemen might smell a bit unisex, but still, man, it smells amazing. Love this stuff. I get about 7 hours, and the vibe of this fragrance is going to be everything summer for sure. This is going to be more reserved for high heat summertime. You can dress this one up. I personally would dress it up, genuinely. But if you wanted to wear it dressed down, you could, because it's cheap and it's great. So moving on to the next one, this is called Nitro White. Not necessarily a clone of exactly Invictus, but a lot of people find it to resemble Invictus-y Baccarat vibes with more vanilla. This is definitely the pick for me personally. I like thicker and denser fragrances. Nitro Red is still a great one for me, but considering that we're coming into like, you know, August, September, and the weather is gonna start getting a little bit cooler, this is the one that I would pick up as of now. If it's still pretty hot and you get more, you know, higher heat, then the Nitro Red is still a great option. But for me personally, if I had to pick one between the two, I love vanillas, man, and this is the one that I would personally pick up. Lasts 8 to 10 hours easily, and a compliment king. I will say that the Nitro Red did get me a lot more compliments, but this is still absolutely a banger. Moving on to the next one, this is still relevant and still an awesome fragrance to pick up in 2024. It's Spectre, the absolute best ginger ambroxan vanilla fragrance in the price range for sure. Generally speaking, for the price, obviously you're gonna take a little bit of a hit, but this is about like 85%. The richness of the vanilla is where it just takes a little bit of a hit. That's it. Otherwise, you get the ginger, the ambroxan, the spice. It's a beautiful fragrance. I find this to be unisex as well, and a lot of ladies have purchased this bottle just smelling the scent profile off of me because this stuff actually performs. Projection for 4 hours and the total longevity for around 8 hours. So I think I might have been able to squeeze a little bit more on clothing, but not anything that I've been like, oh, this is just absolutely, you know, longest lasting fragrance. The sillage makes this one feel beast mode for sure. I mean, it's beastly in terms of the projection department for sure. Moving on to the next fragrance is not gonna be Latafa Khamra, and I'll tell you why. I love Khamra and I think it's great, and if you find it for the right price, grab it. But there's another fragrance that actually smells a lot like this, and it's stronger, genuinely stronger, and it's called Celerio Epic. I think this might also be about $15 more, but my God, even off the atomizer, it is stronger easily. In terms of these scent profiles, who cares about the brand? Let's put the labels aside and let's just talk about the scent profile and the longevity and performance. This has all of those, the scent profile, but it beats it in longevity and performance, period. And that's what makes it more worth it in 2024. If you're looking for the scent profile or DNA, this is absolutely more worth it to grab. And honestly, arguably, even Royal Blend Nero by Fragrance World is stronger than Khamra nowadays, but still, I mean, the legacy of Khamra shall live forever. And not only that, the price point is definitely cheaper. So if you don't mind spending the extra 10-15 bucks, then Celerio Epic. And if you really don't have it like that, Khamra is still awesome, okay? It's not like, oh, don't get this because it's just trash. No, there's no way in hell this is ever going to be trash as long as they don't reformulate. But Epic is definitely stronger, and so is Royal Blend Nero. But for me personally, I think I would go towards the Epic. Next fragrance on this list is gonna be the Shadow Extrait de Parfum. This has to be like the top fragrance by Fragrance World, if not top 5. It's so hard to beat this because the quality. I'm honestly taken aback at how the oud smells like this at this price. It's oud, it's saffron, it's raspberry, it's rose, it's leather. It's a clone of Ombre Nomade. It smells amazing. I mean, to me personally, I find this to be like 90-95% close. Unbelievable. If you like oud, this is it, man. Incense, birch, amazing. I find it to be unisex, but it has to be for women who like oud and bakhur and stuff. It's not for, you know, a woman who's looking for florals and looking to be flirty and stuff. I mean, although I would find that this would be seductive, not necessarily flirty. A phenomenal fragrance, man. Lasts all day, projects all day, smells at least, like this smells much more expensive. Moving on to the next one, another one from Latafa. This is called Jasur, a newer fragrance in my collection. Listen, if you like Coral Fantasy, grab this. It's not going to be designer quality, but it gets close. It genuinely gets close. It seems like a lighter scent profile around any of those sweet aspects, a bit brighter and more fresher. It's like, I would say 80% close, but still amazing. Underrated, slept on gem called Jasur. Really, really good. And it makes me smile, makes me happy to rock this fragrance. It's sweet, it's playful, it's woody, and you can wear it every single day. School, gym, office, literally everywhere. With something like the Shadow, it's more reserved because this is like, I mean, I personally, I would signature scent this every single day and I would get away with it just fine. But it smells so expensive. That's it. If you want to smell expensive every day, do it. Don't let anybody tell you can't wear oud. I personally wear it every single day. And in fact, this has got me more compliments during the summertime than any other season, genuinely. It wears thick, and disclaimer, it's not going to be for everybody to wear it during that type of season. And something like the khamra and stuff, I would definitely reserve for fall and winter. But something like this, the oud, all year. Also with this one, Jasur, you can wear it all year round. It's sweet, it's playful, it's bright, it's aromatic. There's absolutely nothing wrong with rocking this. You don't have to just stick to boring, simple, fresh scent profiles. Wear it. If it works on you, then wear it. It works, period. Moving on to the next one by Fragrance World, it's called After Effect. After Effect is spicy, it's boozy, it's rum, it's ambery, it's so sexy. This smells a lot like Side Effect, and my God, man, you have to like peppers for this one though. There is a note of cumin in here. It doesn't come off like BO or curry or anything like that, to my nose personally. If you're not used to cooking with spices and you're used to bland dishes like just salt and pepper, this isn't gonna be for you, genuinely. You gotta be one of the ones that know how to cook with some spices and are not scared of it, because that's what this has a lot of. A lot of spices, a lot of rich vanilla and rum. Love this stuff. It smells like $1,000,000. It is a bit spicier than the OG. It is a bit more projecting than the OG, a bit louder, kind of making this one a little bit less seductive, because there is a certain nature in seduction where, you know, how loud you are can take it down, making it a little bit more wearable. And the scent profile honestly makes up for that, because this still smells seductive regardless. Nevertheless, what I'm trying to say is that Side Effect is still worth grabbing. It has a certain refinement that this doesn't have, but if you're looking for performance and projection, I like this one more, and it is better in those aspects than Side Effect. Moving on to the next one, this is Liquid Brun by Fragrance World. This is not really a spitting image of something like Altair. I find that this one goes more towards the ambery side of things, doesn't really get too much of the ambroxan. It's not as spiced as Altair, and for that reason makes it a bit more unisex. So ladies, you can easily rock this one, and it lasts all freaking day and projects like a beast. The compliments I got with this is ridiculous, genuinely. I shouldn't have gotten certain compliments that I did with said fragrance, period. Long story short, this is a great vanilla fragrance you can wear all year round as well, whereas After Effect I would reserve for the winter and fall time, and just like, you know, dates, etc., or going around where you want to just smell seductive. Liquid Brun you could wear all year round. Summer, spring, it doesn't freaking matter, genuinely. Like I said, I got my compliments during the summertime, but it's not going to be the most comfortable for a lot of people rocking it during the summertime. I wore it to the gym, I wore it literally everywhere. Maybe not the best gym scent, obviously, but it'll still work, man. Last but not least, this is Celerio Oros. In the realm of fragrances that do the whole Hachibara Ventus pineapple style DNA, this is an absolute must-have. It lasts all freaking day, it projects for most of the day as well, and it smells much more expensive than the price tag. There are quite a few other fragrances that I thought about putting on this list that I personally enjoy and love that have that style DNA, like Imperia by Raihan, and like Club de Nuit Eau de Parfum, which is definitely the best Club de Nuit. But for the most part, in a world of a lot of Aventus inspos, and they're a little bit older, this has been the one that I've been reaching for the most more recently. So that's why it's on this list instead of those others. Although I will say those are great pickups to grab, and there are many other pickups to grab. These are the 15 that I would say are must-haves of 2024. Some of these are going to be more appropriate for later down during the year when it's starting to get a little bit cooler, like Khamra, Epic, and some of these others like After Effect. But with a lot of these fragrances, I mean, who's to say? After Effect was out of stock for like a year and a half. Vintage Radio sometimes goes out. It's crazy, man. So I figured let me just put them all in one list and give you guys more fragrance. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Make sure to leave a like, hit that subscribe button. Till the next one, peace.